Hello, this is AstrologerCoach Sonja Francis, and today we're going to be talking about the upcoming full moon in almost 15 degrees of Virgo, which will be exact on March 5th at 1:05 p.m. East Coast time in the US, which is also New York time, or 10:05 a.m. Pacific time, which is also LA time. Now, the full moon is always an opposition between the moon and the sun, and during that time, we're really seeking balance, we're seeking alignment of some sort, and integration between two very different perspectives or two polar opposites in a sense. Now, very often we experience this or achieve it through interactions with other people. Therefore, relationships of all kinds are very often highlighted during the full moon, and it's also an extroverted time because we're kind of connecting and interacting with other people. Now, this month, the moon is in Virgo and the sun is in Pisces. So let's talk a little bit about the Pisces energy. So Pisces is all about spirit and intuition. It's about our ability to feel and sense things. It's really a wave of potential that we're able to perceive and that we're able to tap into with the Piscean energy. And it's really a quest that leads us to the realization that we can bring a lot of light and love and compassion to everything we do and everything we are. And it's very much also about faith, having faith that the universe and we are one, that there's this sense of oneness and that everything is perfect at all times. Now, these are the higher vibrations of Pisces. The lower vibrations of Pisces sometimes have to do with helplessness, not being able to connect to the physical world, or finding it too overwhelming or too difficult, and therefore moving more into escapism or victimization of that, or martyrdom with the real world, because we're feeling sort of like so connected to the energies and the love and the oneness with everything that sometimes it gets a little bit overwhelming to deal with the specific or with the physical world. And because Pisces is about energetic and the non-material, Virgo, of course, is the exact opposite, which is about the physical, the matter, reason, science. It's about rational thinking and discernment. It's about focusing on the particular and the exact. And it's very much about analyzing things and understanding things. So on a spiritual level or on a higher vibration, Virgo is very much about discernment, humility, and service, being of service to the greater good or to what is best and what is most perfect. Now, on a lower vibration, Virgo can slip into judgment. It can slip into humiliation or servitude. And so it's very important with the Virgo energy to really rise into the higher vibrations. And the way we do that, the way we can find the higher vibrations of each of those signs, Pisces and Virgo, is to find the balance between the two. And this is always true whenever we are able to find balance and to integrate and connect to polar opposites. We're able to much more easily tap into the higher vibrations of both of those energies. So if you're finding yourself tapping into lower vibrations of an energy, seek the opposite side of it so that you can raise into the higher vibrations. So this full moon asks two questions of us because it is about the balance of Pisces and Virgo. One of the questions is, where do we need to be more selective, which has to do with the Virgo energy, and where do we need to be more accepting, which has to do with the Pisces energy? Now, the Virgo energy is also connected to intellect, which measures, compares, and categorizes. And it definitely prefers the linear and the sequential. As you know, if you know how your mind works, it's very much about, I need the result, I need to understand, I need to know where I'm going next, I need to know that I'm getting to the results of things, right? So that's the mind, that's the intellect. The natural world, however, is very complex and it's non-linear. The universe is made up of energy. Everything is energy. Everything is interconnected. So if we're focusing too much on the intellect, too much on the mind, and not enough on the energy of things or the heart connection to things, then we're definitely falling out of balance. Now, this full moon invites us to integrate matter with spirit, the rational with the intuitive, and clarity of mind, which of course is very important, with an open heart, which is also very important. So the two of them together is the integration of the Virgo and the Pisces energy. Now, how can we find these synergies in our lives? How can we find a synergy between intellect and feeling? How can we find it between discernment and compassion? How can we find it between practical thinking and imagination or possibility? You know, how can we find that in our lives, in our own individual experience of things? Now, the other way to look at these two energies is to look at the more collective place. How could we choose to mirror these synergies on the collective level and maybe also on the institutional level, on, you know, when it comes to our politics, when it comes to our economic systems? Now, what might be possible if we integrated the material rational worldview, which is something that we very much are connected to right now and have been for the past 100 years, with a more holistic one, a worldview that really encompasses the complexities of life that are very apparent, you know, and the interconnectedness between all living beings. Now, if we're able to do that, then we really have a much more of a holistic experience in life, and we're able to really serve the collective, serve all people and this planet much more fully. Now, some additional aspects with this full moon that are really actually helping with this are the Uranus-Pluto square, which I've been talking about several times already in previous videos. And this is a very powerful combination because these two outer planets are really helping us to see that we need to shift something, that this is a real great opportunity for radical change on all levels, you know. And we've been experiencing these squares very strongly for the past several new moons and full moons already. But with this full moon, we're reaching the 7th and last square of this combination that's been going on since 2012. And this will be exact on March 16th. So the cosmic call for change is therefore intensifying right now until this square is exact. And with that, really the need for creativity and courage and flexibility in our lives is very, very needed and very important. Now, squares always mark turning points. And so the turning point has to do with what has been seeded at the time of the conjunction of these two planets. So Uranus and Pluto were conjunct in the mid-60s. So whatever got seeded or planted during that time is something that's now ready to shift and move forward and move to the next level. So we're really, this primary shift with this final square in this series since 2012 has to do with transformation of our awareness into a much higher, more unified vibration with a lot of social issues that we've been dealing with since the 60s. You know, whether that's women's equality or racial equality or any other equality that where we're talking about really bringing people together to make sure that we're looking at the whole and the equalness that we have, rather than the separation that we have with each other. You know, this is something that's now moving to the next level. And the energetic support that we're receiving right now has to do with being able to release our old belief systems and also the realization of our own full potential on an individual level. So it's not just on a collective level, but also on an individual level. We need to realize our full potential, who we are, what we came here to do in this lifetime, and what we came here to fulfill, and to really live out and be an inspiration to everyone around us, you know, and uplift everyone around us as well. Now, Jupiter, which is trining Uranus at the time of this full moon, is really helping with this. That's an additional support to really help us have more courage, step more into our own creativity and really be able to see the bigger picture, you know. And then there's 3 other things with this full moon. One is Venus aligning with Uranus, Mars aligning with Uranus, and then the moon in Virgo making a trine to Pluto. And all of these planets are really facilitating this shift and creating more layers for us to reach this quantum leap forward and have it easier to really change things in our lives. And Mars in particular, you know, is making this alignment with Uranus on March 11th. And this is definitely triggering us to really move forward big time. And it's really inviting us to transcend, outdated thinking so that radical change and progress can really occur in our own lives and also on the collective. Now, of course, in order for us to do things differently, we have to first change how we see things, and we have to change our perspective on what's right, what's wrong, what works, what doesn't. And it's not so much about good or bad. It's about, what's really useful for the greater good of all. We're in this together, all of us. So what we're changing on an individual level for ourselves, that's for the greatest good of all, is ultimately serving everybody. So we really need to take a good look at that. And this full moon really urges us to be courageous and open-minded and innovative so that we can do that. And to really consider that, radical change doesn't necessarily mean aggressive or even violent. A radical change just means radical. It means a tremendous shift, a huge shift of change. But we need to come from a place of love, from a place of inspiration, from a place of openness, rather than a place of fear and shut down feeling. Because when we come from fear, that's when we create aggressiveness and violence. When we come from a place of love and openness and acceptance, that's when we're able to make radical changes and shifts that come from a place of peace. And peace is something that comes from within. It comes from each one of us. And so we really need to get clear about that and have clarity around, that's the Virgo energy, is clarity, to choose, who am I being right now in this moment, and who am I choosing to be, and what am I choosing to come from to make these radical changes in my life? Am I choosing to come from a place of peace and love and acceptance, or am I choosing to come from a place of fear and tension and knee-jerkiness? Just kind of wanting to make a shift just because we're feeling uncomfortable. So choose wisely. Really pay attention to what you're feeling internally, because that makes a difference. It creates a ripple effect, and you are creating a ripple effect for the whole collective. Everyone can feel what each one of us is choosing in every moment of now. And this is important to consider. Now, if you have personal planets or personal points in 13 to 17 degree of Virgo, Pisces, Gemini, or Sagittarius, then this full moon is definitely going to be more potent for you. However, even if you don't have those degrees and signs in your natal chart, in your birth chart, then take a look at where does the sun and moon fall in your birth chart in terms of the house placements. Where is the full moon in your birth chart? Because that will also give you a lot of information on how this is going to play out for you, this full moon cycle. Now, if what I just shared about the degrees and the signs sounds like Chinese to you, then feel free to watch my video about how to read your birth chart. You can find that either on my YouTube channel, or you can find it on my website. If you go to astrology videos, to the astrology forecasts page. If you can't find it, then reach out to us to info@astrologercoach.com. My assistant will email you the link to that video with the handouts that come with that class. It's a 30-minute video, and you can download that to your computer and have that and watch whenever you like and whenever is good for you. Now, very quickly, I want to just make 2 last announcements. I've been waiting to do this for weeks now. I'm so excited. I'm going to be doing 2 live events in these next 3 months. And one of them is planned for the end of May, and one of them is planned for the end of June. One of them is going to be in Sedona. It will be a 4-day retreat on Memorial Day weekend, together with the amazing energy healer and rock whisperer Krista Ann Mitchell. And together we're going to be doing this retreat again, just like we did last year. This year it will be about Chiron and Neptune that I'm going to be diving in with all of you in your birth charts. This will help us dive into our wounding from the past and into our healing powers that we have and how we can heal the past wounds that we have experienced in childhood. And we also connect more fully to our own inner divinity through astrology, and with the guidance of Krista's soul diving that she'll be doing with you guys, exploring your connection with source more fully. So this is going to be an incredible retreat. If you were there last year, you know what I'm talking about. If you haven't been able to make it last year, come this year. It's going to be amazing. The second live event that I'm going to be teaching will be in New York City. That event will be in the end of June, and it's going to be a 2-day weekend workshop. I'll be teaching this by myself. We'll take a look at the moon nodes and at Pluto in each of our birth charts. And so it's really about discovering our soul's journey and our soul's purpose. So this is really about you connecting to what you came here to experience in this lifetime, and how you can really get more connected to your passions in life and what your path is in this lifetime. It's a really wonderful course. I've taught it several times in several different locations already, and it's been really amazing for everyone who's done it so far. Now, both of these courses do not require any prior astrological knowledge. However, if you do have it, it's not to your disadvantage. Either way, you're going to be enjoying both of these courses. It's going to be an amazing experience either way. Go to my website if you want to take advantage of the early bird special that's currently available on my website. So go there and go to AstrologerCoach.com. There are 2 tabs that you can click on. One is for the 4-day retreat in Sedona. The other one is for the weekend course in New York, and you will find the tabs right away, and take advantage of the early bird special if you want to come. If you want to join me, you can also join me for both courses. Both of them are going to be amazing. Both of them are different but amazing. And if you want to stay in touch and connect with me on a daily basis or weekly basis with all the forecasts that I'm doing, stay connected either via Twitter or my Facebook fan page. All of the links will be below this video, so you can click on that and get connected there. If you have any general questions, general astrology questions, or questions about the retreats, feel free to email us at info@astrologercoach.com. If any of your questions require for me to pull up your birth chart, then I will ask you to book a reading with me, just because in the interest of time, because I don't have that much time to be answering personal questions. But there are a lot of different readings available, starting with a 25-minute mini reading and all the way up to a 2-hour reading that you can do for relationship readings. So everything in between is available. So feel free to take a look and check that out on my services page. Stay tuned. There will be a solar eclipse coming up in 2 weeks from now. So stay tuned. I'll be back in 2 weeks with another video about the solar eclipse. And have a fantastic full moon. This is Astrologer Coach Sonja Francis. Goodbye. Have a good one.